What's up, everyone? It's your boy TRKLM Gaming, and today we are diving into something completely insane. We're not talking about a new battle royale or a speedrun challenge. We are talking about the top 10 most dangerous games ever played. These aren't video games with a respawn button. These are real-life challenges with real-life consequences that can literally end everything. I spent the last week researching these, and honestly, it's some of the craziest stuff I have ever seen. We're going to break down why people are drawn to these and what makes them so unbelievably risky. Before we even start this video, I need to say this loud and clear: do not try any of these at home. Seriously, this video is for educational purposes only. My goal here is to show you how insane these games are so that you never ever attempt them. We're here to have a good time on this channel, but safety is the #1 priority, always. Think of this video as a giant warning sign. We're exploring the dark side of play to understand the risks, not to encourage them. So, buckle up, because this is going to be an intense ride. We're going to count down from 10 to 1, and I promise you, each one gets crazier than the last. If you think you know what's coming, you probably don't. We're talking about things that have gone viral for all the wrong reasons and ancient rituals that still haunt people today. Let's get right into it. This is the top 10 most dangerous games you should never ever play. Kicking off our list at number 10 is something so unbelievably reckless, it's hard to even call it a Game the Fire challenge. I've seen some crazy stuff online, but this one is just next level nuts. The challenge involves someone pouring a flammable liquid like rubbing alcohol on their own body and then lighting themselves on fire. They do this for a few seconds of internet fame before trying to douse the flames, usually in a shower or with a fire extinguisher. The goal is to get a viral video, but what they often get is a trip to the emergency room. The problem is, fire is not a toy. It's incredibly unpredictable. What starts as a small flame can engulf a person in seconds, causing second or even third-degree burns that leave permanent scars and can require years of painful skin grafts. We're talking life-altering injuries. There are countless news reports of teenagers being hospitalized with severe burns all over their bodies, all because they wanted a few likes on a video. It's a terrifying reminder that chasing clout can have devastating, irreversible consequences. This isn't a challenge. It's a disaster waiting to happen. Coming in at number 9 is a game that has been around for ages, but is no less dangerous. The knife game, also known as five-finger fill-in. You've probably seen this in old movies or cartoons, where a character spreads their hand on a table and rapidly stabs a knife in the spaces between their fingers, going faster and faster. People do this in real life, often to show off their speed and nerve. They even sing a little song while they do it, which is just wild to me. But here's the thing. It's not a matter of you'll slip up, but one tiny miscalculation, one slight twitch of your hand, and that knife isn't hitting the table. It's going straight through your finger or your hand. We're talking severed tendons, permanent nerve damage, and a whole lot of blood. It's a game of Russian roulette, but with your fingers. The risk is literally in the palm of your hand. And for what? A few seconds of looking cool? There are a million safer ways to test your reflexes that don't involve a sharp blade inches from your flesh. At number 8, we're moving from physical danger to psychological terror with the Ouija board. This one is a classic, a staple of sleepovers and horror movies for over 100 years. The game is simple. You and your friends place your fingers on a planchette, that little heart-shaped pointer, and ask questions to the spirit world. The planchette then supposedly moves on its own, spelling out answers from beyond the grave. Is it real? Is it just your subconscious moving the pointer? That's the debate. But whether you believe in ghosts or not, the danger here is very real, and it's all in your head. The Ouija board is designed to tap into our deepest fears. When the board spells out something sinister or predicts a dark future, it can cause genuine psychological distress, anxiety, and paranoia. People have reported having nightmares for weeks, feeling like they're being watched, or becoming obsessed with the messages they received. Your mind is a powerful thing, and this game can trick it into believing you've opened a door you can't close. Next up at number 7, we have a viral phenomenon that took the internet by storm, the Charlie Charlie Challenge. This one is like a simplified DIY Ouija board. So you take a piece of paper, draw a cross on it, and write yes and no in the 4 squares. Then you balance 2 pencils on top of each other in the shape of a cross. The game begins when you ask, "Charlie, Charlie, are you there?" and the top pencil supposedly rotates to yes or no, moved by a Mexican demon named Charlie. This challenge went viral because it's so easy to set up, and honestly, the results can be genuinely creepy. Of course, science says it's just gravity and the unstable positioning of the pencils, but that doesn't stop people from totally freaking out. The danger, much like the Ouija board, is psychological. The anticipation and the jump scares you see in the viral videos can trigger real panic attacks and anxiety. It preys on superstition and can make people, especially younger kids, genuinely believe they've summoned something evil into their room, leading to sleepless nights and lasting fear. At number 6, we have an urban legend so famous it's practically a rite of passage for anyone who's ever been to a sleepover: Bloody Mary. The ritual is legendary. You go into a dark bathroom, lit only by a candle, stare into the mirror, and chant her name, usually Bloody Mary, 3 times. If you do it right, the vengeful spirit of a woman is supposed to appear in the mirror. Sometimes she's covered in blood, sometimes she screams, and in the most terrifying versions of the story, she reaches out of the mirror to attack you. Now, obviously, a ghost isn't going to pop out of your mirror. The real danger here is how your own mind plays tricks on you. When you're in a dark room, staring at your own reflection, your brain starts to do weird things. It's an optical illusion called the Troxler effect, where your brain fades out unchanging stimuli, causing your own face to distort into something monstrous. You're not seeing a ghost, you're seeing your own brain creating a horror movie. But for a scared kid alone in the dark, that experience can feel completely real and be absolutely traumatizing. We're at the halfway point, number 5, with a game that comes from an urban legend that is seriously creepy: the elevator game. This one is way more complex than just chanting a name. It's a ritual that supposedly transports you to another world. It originated in Korea and has a specific set of rules. You have to find a building with at least 10 floors and an elevator. You get in alone and press the buttons for the floors in a specific sequence, like 4, 2, 6, 2, 10, 5. If you do it right, on the 5th floor, a mysterious woman might get on, but you're not supposed to look at or speak to her. If the ritual works, instead of going to the 1st floor, the elevator will ascend to the 10th floor. When the doors open, you're not in your building anymore. You're in another dimension that looks almost the same, but it's dark, empty, and the only thing you can see out the windows is a red cross in the distance. The legend warns that the spirits in this other world can try to trick you or follow you back. The psychological toll of believing you've actually done this, or even just attempting it in a dark, empty building, is immense. It's a recipe for a full-blown panic attack, getting lost, or worse. Alright, so coming in at number 4 is a challenge that, well, caused a worldwide panic: the Momo Challenge. This wasn't a game you chose to play, it was more like a threat that, found its victims online. It all centered around this terrifying image of a bird-like woman with bulging eyes and a creepy smile, which, fun fact, was actually a sculpture from a Japanese artist. But here's the thing. This image was hijacked by some pretty malicious people who created Momo accounts on messaging apps like WhatsApp. They would contact kids and teens, threatening them and ordering them to complete a series of dangerous tasks. Now, these tasks would start small but would, unfortunately, escalate to acts of self-harm and, in the most extreme threats, even suicide. Momo would threaten to release personal information or harm the user's family if they didn't comply. While yeah, many reports were overblown by media hype, the core threat was real. It was a form of cyberbullying and psychological manipulation of the highest order. It preyed on the fear and vulnerability of young people, causing immense anxiety, depression, and terror. It's a horrifying example of how online platforms can be weaponized to cause real-world psychological harm. Number 3 is perhaps one of the most sinister and manipulative online games ever created: the Blue Whale Challenge. This isn't a game. It's a calculated, predatory system of abuse. It reportedly originated online and involved an anonymous curator assigning a vulnerable person, usually a teenager, a series of 50 tasks over 50 days. The tasks start off innocently enough, like watch a horror movie or wake up at 4:20 a.m., but they quickly escalate into dangerous and illegal acts. The curator demands photographic proof for each completed task. The challenges get more and more extreme, involving self-harm, standing on the edge of a tall building, and isolating oneself from friends and family. The curator uses manipulation, blackmail, and threats to keep the participant trapped in the game. The final 50th task is for the participant to take their own life. This challenge is a monstrous form of psychological warfare that has been linked to numerous tragedies around the world. It's a terrifying look at how manipulators can exploit mental health struggles for the most horrific ends. We are at number 2, and this one is tragically common and incredibly deadly. It's known by many names: the choking game, pass-out challenge, or space monkey. The goal is to achieve a brief, euphoric high by intentionally cutting off the oxygen supply to the brain. People do this by strangling themselves or having someone else strangle them, or by pressing on their chest until they pass out. They believe it's a harmless way to get a temporary rush, but they could not be more wrong. This is not a game. You are literally depriving your brain of the one thing it needs to survive: oxygen. Every single time you do this, you are causing brain cells to die. Permanent brain damage can happen in just a few minutes, but the most immediate danger is death. If you're alone and you pass out, there's no one to stop the pressure on your neck. Countless young people have died accidentally, thinking they were playing a harmless game. It's a devastating, pointless loss of life that leaves families shattered. There is no safe way to play this game. And here we are, the #1 most dangerous game ever played. A game so infamous, its name has become a metaphor for taking any foolish and deadly risk Russian roulette. There is no ambiguity here, no psychological tricks or urban legends. This is a straightforward game of chance with the highest stakes imaginable: your own life. The concept is horrifically simple. You take a revolver, place a single bullet in one of the chambers, spin the cylinder, close it, and place the gun to your head. Then you pull the trigger. There is no prize. There is no winning. You either get a click and a terrifying wave of relief, passing the gun to the next person, or the bullet is in the chamber and it's instantly over. It's a game born from a place of extreme despair or extreme recklessness, and there is absolutely no reason anyone should ever play it. It's not brave, it's not tough, it's the ultimate act of self-destruction for a moment of morbid thrill. This is the absolute peak of dangerous games, a direct dance with death where the odds will eventually catch up to you. It is the definition of a game you can only lose. And that's the list. 10 of the most dangerous games people have ever played. We went from online challenges that mess with your head to real-world rituals that can cause serious physical harm, ending with the most lethal game of chance ever conceived. The one thing they all have in common is that they are not worth the risk. Your life, your health, and your well-being are infinitely more valuable than a few seconds of a thrill, some views on a video, or the approval of people who don't care about your safety. I know this was a heavy video, and that was the point. We need to be aware of these dangers so we can avoid them and help our friends avoid them too. If you ever see someone talking about doing one of these challenges, or if you yourself are feeling pressured or are struggling, please talk to someone. A friend, a family member, a teacher, or a professional. There are people who want to help you. Your safety is what matters most, and making smart choices is the ultimate way to win at the game of life. Thank you for watching, everyone. I know this was different from our usual content, but I felt it was an important topic to cover. Stay safe out there, look out for each other, and let's keep our challenges inside the video games where they belong. Don't forget to subscribe for more content, but more importantly, take care of yourselves. This is TRKLM Gaming signing off. I'll see you in the next one.